Today's reaction comes from one of our first Buy Me a Coffee members, and it's from Jenny. Hi FAANA, I didn't know which song to choose. I wanted to do Carole King, but there's so many to choose from, lol. Carole is a singer, songwriter, musical writer. Just a couple of facts: she started writing at 16, got her first break at 17, married to Gary Griffin. They wrote You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman for Aretha Franklin. Carole did the music, Gary the lyrics. She alone wrote Got a Friend, Up on the Roof, and many, many more. Carole is well worth checking out. Her career is incredible. Anyway, my choice is Too Late. Thank you, Jenny, for recommending this, and thank you for your support. For those of you who are new here, I'm FAANA, holistic music coach and educator, former record label signed artist, professional musicians for 15 plus years. On this channel, I analyze your favorite artists from mainly music theory, performance, songwriting, and recording perspective. So let's dive in.
Well, we've also got another fine guitar player with us on this tour, and that's Danny Cooch Korchmar.
Cooch,
Danny, come
okay,
on out.
that's the pronunciation.
You want some notes too? Okay, pick a note.
Not sure if I should take my guitar as well, maybe yes. Oh, the tuning. Telecasters are always like slightly out of tune, but very reliable guitars. I have one right behind me.
We're gonna do a song for you called It's Too Late.
Immediately, this progression, minor to subdominant major.
Stayed in bed all morning just to pass the time. There's something wrong here that can
Like the groove.
One of us is changing, or maybe we just stopped trying.
I know the song. I've heard it.
And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it.
Sorry, I'll let her sing.
Something inside has died, and I can't hide, and I just can't fake it. Oh, no, 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 no.
Okay, what's impressive about this is the groove they can achieve just with bass, guitar, and the piano. They are very aligned together. And as I mentioned briefly, the harmony from the A minor chord into the D7 chord is very typical for rock music. You can hear this in many, many famous songs, for example, Stairway to Heaven. And here this is the same progression, A minor into D7, which makes it start in the minor key, and then it makes it a bit brighter on the fourth step of the minor scale with this dominant 7th chord. So the scale underlying all of this ends up being a Dorian mode, or Dorian scale, which is this, which is like minor scale, but this note, the 6th, is now one semitone up, in this case F sharp, and makes it sound a little bit more interesting, a little bit more fun to improvise around as well. And I'm really enjoying the playfulness and the flow with which they are almost jamming over this tune. Look at the smile. Very relaxed.
You look so unhappy, and I feel like a fool. And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it. Something inside has died, and I can't hide, and I just can't fake it. Oh, no, no, no,
C major.
no, 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 do, 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 la, la, do, da, 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 da.
Perfect intonation when they're singing. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Nice phrasing. It's very close to how I would play it. Not that I'm trying to compare myself. Ooh. It was beautiful solo, as I explained to you already, in this minor pentatonic, A minor pentatonic, but also throwing in that sixth step sometimes, the F sharp. Really cool phrasing, really cool play finesse. I'm gonna actually go through some more of those parts and maybe show you a little bit more in detail how they are played. But in general, I really like this very cozy, small setting with just the three of them. They seem to be having a lot of fun. Her intonation, when she did this little scat in between, was beautiful and perfectly on point. Yeah, love seeing that joy. Aha, wow.
There'll be good times
Unison.
again for me and you. But we just can't stay together, don't you feel it too? Still, I'm glad for what we had and how I once loved you. But it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it. Something inside
Beautiful harmony in the chorus. I need to break it down later.
can't hide and I just can't fake it. Oh, no, 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 na, 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 na. Do, 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 na, na, do, na, 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 na. It's too late, babe. It's too late. Oh, now, darling, it's too late.
Just vamping on the C and then F at the end in the major. Wow, really beautiful set of chords, really beautiful shift of moods in this song. Let's have a look at the chorus because I think it's really interesting where it goes from there. From this little 2-chord verse, which gives you more space to improvise and to just kind of vamp and have fun. Arguably melodically a little bit simpler as well in terms of the lyrics. It's just the basis gives you the groove, hooks people in, and then in the chorus, the harmonically more varying and interesting part, including the very catchy melody and the lyrics to go along with that, comes in. So let's now analyze the chorus because I think we spent a lot of time on the verse and haven't quite looked at what's happening there, and then we'll look at the solo.
One of us is changing, or maybe we just stopped trying. And it's too late.
So they're here. None of us is changing, and then they go to G, but they don't play G major as if it normally would be in the key of A minor, but they play G minor 7 and then F. So now we're throwing it more into F major, where it actually also stays for a while.
We just stopped trying. And it's too late.
Now we're basically in F major and we're oscillating between B major 7. It's too late now that it's too late. And what happened here, we basically modulated from this key, which is the A Dorian. And if we wanted to talk about it in terms of major scales, it would be G major. into F major via this one single chord. So that's one way, when you're writing your songs, you can do modulations. You can kind of use one chord that shares some notes from both keys, the key you're going from and the key you're going to, and use that as a pivot point to going into the new key, which in this case is the F. And now we're in the major key and we're going between this B major 7, it's too late.
Hey baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it. Something inside
One more time.
has died and I can't hide and I just can't.
So, and now the interesting part comes at the end of this going back and forth between the F and B major. Now we're going through this D minor, which shares some notes again from the verse. The only difference actually is that in verse we were using D major quality, but we're using this D minor as transition to the A minor key again via E7, which is the dominant chord in that key. For those of you who are not familiar with music and with music theory at all, this might be a bit boring. What I'm trying to say, the verse kind of stays the same on two chords, and the chorus expands. The harmonies there move between at least two different keys, and I believe in the end you can also hear C major somewhere in there. So it's really interesting, and this is what makes the song like you're always discovering something new, as opposed to some of the new stuff or new pop tunes that we hear on the radio that are on the one chord in some cases, or on some sort of bass loop that doesn't even have some harmony underlying it, or that just go between, or these typical 4-chord songs that we hear all the time as well. So this is much more musical and sophisticated, and that's what makes the song so beautiful. But it's also not overdone just for the sake of it. It supports the melody, it supports the lyrics and the overall message. Okay, now let's have a look at the solo. This is actually very jazzy. So again, we have this simple, and he goes for something like very jazzy phrasing, at least. Now using a bit of blues. Nice thing here is that he switches between the line down here, like very bluesy kind of line, and then jumps up to this A note at the top. The way he phrases it, it's all about the rhythm here. It's all about drumming with those notes, almost like ba da 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 do ga da 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 da, like drummer would do. Not necessarily, like guitar is not necessarily thinking so much about which exactly note he's using there. This was a really beautiful play with a theme there. Something like that. Repeated one very monumental theme at the beginning, or at least the head of the theme. This. You've probably heard some monumental themes like this in classical music as well. Like, for example, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba. Everyone immediately knows what it is, despite that being only 4 notes. And that's the same here. It's 2 notes, but the rhythm makes it really memorable. So, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, 3 notes, but then he expands from it. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Going back to that, the theme that they play together with the bass and with the piano as well. Also, I noticed at some point Carole very beautifully played a harmony for herself on the piano as well, on top of her singing. That was also really cool. This, they must have agreed this. So this band, and she goes with him. Wee, wee. And this is exactly that note I was talking about earlier. The bright note in that minor key, the sixth, the F sharp I was talking about. So, wee, wee. They probably had to agree on this, or you can see how they look at each other and play this beautiful unison.
There'll be good times again for me and you, but we just can't stay together, don't you feel it too?
Very thought through, really beautifully phrased. Again, this na 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 going into the F again. Beautiful, beautiful stabs here as well. Ba 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 ba, and it's too late now. And it's too late. I might do a cover of this song. I really enjoy playing it and singing it.
Though we really did try to make it something.
Nice guitar riffs here at the top. Here, could you hear how she played the harmony for herself? Da 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 on the piano outside of that voice. Da 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 da. This is exactly what she played. And sang the melody on top of it. Also, hear these beautiful guitar licks in the background, not clashing with the voice, filling the gaps in between. And only kind of clashing with her now when she's singing the long notes, so he can afford to play something a little bit more stabby, a little bit more rhythmical. Filling the gaps beautifully. Also earlier he did something like these intervals of 6 sound beautiful on the guitar. Alright guys, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to Jenny for recommending this. I hugely enjoy this performance. I admire the musicality, the brilliance in the songwriting. It's just music at its peak. And sometimes I wish music was more like this again. And even with this all AI nonsense, I hope we can see how it's important to have that human connection and expression underlying music, fueling music, rather than replacing just the superficial level on the surface by what the AI can do. Just a few words about this channel. If you like my vibe and sort of how I talk about music, there's basically 2 places where you can interact with me even deeper. One of it is the Buy Me Coffee website I mentioned. We have a growing community there. We meet once a month online and chat about music. You can request reactions, and there's other perks too. And the other option is if you are more involved in music, like you play yourself, you're a hobby musician. I have a community of hobby musicians who want to make music an antidote to their stressful life, and who want to get more motivated with others, who want to make more progress. There's some coaching we have together, so you can check it out in the description as well. Please subscribe, comment, like below. Oh yeah, and watch this video next. Bye. Keep it funky.